All right, so it's that time?
Indeed.
What do you say, J and K? Take it away, my man. What we got there, brother?
Let's see. We got a letter from one of our listeners. Let's see what they have to say. This letter came to us via email. It says, me and my husband work. We are a dual income household, and since we've been married, my focus has been helping to create a beautiful home and lifestyle for our family. However, despite after 9 years of marriage, which also includes giving birth to our 2 children, I find myself having to answer questions from my husband about the weight I put on and how I no longer resemble the woman I was before we got married. Now, I'll be the first to say that I am physically not the same person that I was pre-marriage. I gained 60 pounds and I'm not proud of it. But my focus was on other things like being a good mother and wife. Yet I feel like I failed at my relationship. Why aren't my merits good enough? Why is a man's love slash attraction conditional? Help, J and K. I need answers.
What does she need help for? This is
in
an
distress,
easy question.
No, like
but it's an easy question. She says that she's concentrating on being a good wife. Okay.
Okay.
A mother and wife. It was 2.
Yeah, 2
right.
kids.
Okay. That's concentrating on being a good mother. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And kudos to her. Right. And that's where all her concentration should be first and foremost. Right. Because after you have children come first. Now, with that being said, you might push back on it. With that being said, your husband is extremely important, okay? And you say you're concentrating on the children and your husband. Well, letting yourself gain 60 pounds is not really concentrating on your... I'm not trying to sound mean. I'm not trying to sound mean. Because she is asking us.
Yeah.
And I guess he's having a problem being physically attracted to her, okay? I don't think she doesn't understand why he's not anymore. I mean, that's plain to see. She admitted that she gained 60 pounds. Listen, it happens, okay? People get older. They don't eat as right as they should. Maybe they don't exercise as much as they should. They don't get enough sleep. And it happens. However, you really can't question why there are issues now on the physical end of your relationship. Clearly, I've been in situations where my girlfriends I've seen have gained a little weight. It hasn't changed the fact that I didn't love them.
Okay.
But I think what women are not understanding, that it doesn't have anything to do with love. Just because your husband loves you or your man loves you, that is completely separate. They're not saying she didn't say that he said that he don't love her no more.
So she asked the question, is a man's attraction conditional? Do you
Of course
think
it is. Of course.
It is conditional.
Right. Yes. For a man, maybe women different. But a man, of course it is. There's no doubt that he loves her. And especially, she's the mother of his children. There's no doubt in my mind. And first of all, they have to ask themselves the same question. Maybe it's different from women, but I don't know. If you gain 60 pounds, would your woman still be physically attracted to you? Maybe, but maybe not. I know if my belly's hanging over my stuff and she can't even see my stuff no more because my belly is hiding it, is she going to be that attracted to me? I don't think so.
So you say you've been in a relationship with the woman she's put on weight.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you, you, when you're out, you go out, and obviously her body type has changed, her weight and size and so on. Were you embarrassed to be seen with her? You've talked about the attraction has changed for you. So this is you looking at her. Did you feel anything about how you thought the world may look at her / look at you, to the point where you were maybe felt a little embarrassed about being with her as well? So talk about that.
Great question. I took a girl I was seeing to my sister's baby shower. and a good friend of mine, he pointed out, he says, "Yo, Jay, you see that little bump going over her stomach?" I didn't really see it at the time because I was so enamored by her face, because she's a beautiful woman, gorgeous, right? I didn't really see, because I wasn't with her physically yet, right? Okay. We weren't together intimate yet, so I didn't see the whole thing, right? Now, she hit it very well for me, or I was just all caught up in her face.
She hit it?
She hit it for me. Well, she hit it for me, but I didn't hit it, so maybe she didn't hit it. I didn't hit it yet, so maybe she didn't hit it. But what I'm saying is, was I a little embarrassed when my boy pointed out? Yeah, I was. I was a little embarrassed because I was like, damn.
Of all the days for her not to wear those Spanx,
she wore the wrong goddamn dress.
Wow, okay.
That little bow was just sitting right on top of that big old stomach.
Right. Wow.
Sweet woman. I didn't get to love her yet.
Right.
But I really liked her. Great personality, very sweet, and everything like that. But the thing is, we shouldn't be seen as a villain if we are not physically attracted to them, if they have on extra weight, or if they gained extra weight. That is not our fault, okay? We're not saying we don't love them anymore. We are just saying that we are no longer physically attracted to them like that, and we shouldn't be seen as a criminal because of that.
Well, let me ask you this. In her case, she's saying, and I feel like there are legions of women that probably feel the same way.
She put on weight.
She's saying, listen, I put on this weight.
Yeah.
But I gave you two children.
Yeah, that has nothing
to do with it. She's saying, I put on this weight.
Yeah.
But I'm working a full-time job. Like, my job and the income that I bring in is also contributing to this household.
Okay.
Right? So I'm doing more than just, I'm doing more than just being a wife. I'm contributing, full-time job, raising children. And so the priority around the physical part of it, maybe it kind of wanes a little bit. Should I be held to a different standard as a result of that when I have done all of these amazing things for us, not just me, for us? And I think a number of women would probably kind of see her side of it. So you don't think that she is at all justified by feeling frustrated by her husband's reaction or inquiries into her weight and questioning about her weight and so forth and so on?
She's frustrated with herself. She's not frustrated with her husband. She's frustrated with herself because she let herself go. And he is not saying, again, he knows everything that she's done. He knows that he gave her some beautiful kids. He knows that she's probably a very good wife. All he is saying, he is not physically attracted to her on that level anymore because of the weight that she gained. Why is he the bad person when she is the one who, a part of your job as being a wife is to take care of yourself physically, mentally, making sure that you are attractive to your man, and because he doesn't want to be intimate with you anymore, it's now his fault, but yet you're the one who put on the 60 pounds?
Well,
I don't get it.
Well, some women may invoke marriage vows, right? For better or for worse.
I'm not divorcing you.
For better or for worse.
And
they're accepting me as is.
I am accepting you. I'm still here.
Right. Do you think that's the natural order, kind of the natural order of life, like getting older, putting on weight? It's just the natural progression of things?
Halle Berry is 58 years old. Okay, she looks amazing.
Okay,
she's amazing. Jennifer Lopez looks amazing. Chili from TLC looks amazing. These are all Angela Bassett. Goddamn! Woo! Right. 65 years old. Well, she looks amazing. These are all older women that I'm just giving you examples of.
But these are also people that are in the public eye.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Let me ask you. These are. I'm just trying to give voice to our audience, right?
Okay.
And say they may counter and say, well, these are the people that you mentioned, or people in the public eye, who are also, some might argue, in the business of also looking a certain way. But if you were not in the business, right, to look a certain way, would you do that? Let me ask you this.
Vivica Fox is in the public eye.
Let me ask you this. In your own life, of people that you know that are not famous, that are not in the public eye, do you see more of the person that sent the letter to where they've been women that have been married and in relationships that have put on weight over the years, that have just in that kind of natural progression over the years put on weight after marriage and children and so on? Is that much more prevalent than, say, take the celebrities out of it? Is it much more prevalent with this person?
Well, most people, as they get older, shoot, my body ain't the same than it was 20 years ago. So we all naturally probably put on a little bit of weight as we get older. But up to a certain point is understandable because it happens to all of us. Not all of us, but a lot of us it happens to. To your point, you're talking about celebrities who's out there in this world. Do they have to pay more attention to their bodies? Yeah, because I guess it's their job. Okay, but it doesn't change the fact that they are making a conscious effort, because it's their job, to keep themselves in shape for their career and probably for their man or their woman, right? They're making conscious effort. So it just goes to prove to you that it can be done unless there's some kind of medical condition,
right,
all right?
Right.
That's aside. But if it's
Yep.
a medical condition you're dealing with and you're gaining weight because of whatever medication you may be on or whatever, that's different. We ain't talking about them. We're just talking about the average healthy people that can do something about controlling their weight, whether it comes down to diet, exercise, sleep, stress reduction, all of these things that any of us can do, whether you're a celebrity or not, barring health conditions, you can curtail your weight. None of us are looking for our wives and or husbands to be Mr. or Mrs. Universe and have that same body that they had 20 years ago. No one's expecting that. If we had it, that'd be nice. I'm just saying. But no one's expecting it, okay? But when you're gaining 60 plus pounds, that's not cool. We ain't talking about 10, 15 pounds, We're talking 60, son. That's too much. And again, I just don't like how us as men, we are looking, oh, you're so mad. Oh, you can't stay with her. We ain't leaving. But just because we don't want to touch her anymore, don't call us, we're not a villain.
Right. No, I hear you. I think some may argue and say, hey, 60 pounds, you're right, it's a lot, 60 pounds over 9 years, that's less than 10 pounds a year. It can happen somewhat gradually. Maybe they're saying, listen, it just kind of sneaks up on you. It's not like it happened overnight. 60 pounds lighter when we got married. 9 years later, 2 kids, less than 10 pounds a year. That seems like it's possible. So the last thing I'll just add or ask you is, because I feel like the letter reflects the sentiment for a lot of women. I think you know that. What would you say to her? What advice would you give her to maybe kind of get back on track, and what can she do to kind of maybe change her husband's opinion, and probably even more so change the opinion of herself, because she sounds like she's a little bit down on herself as well too.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the husband. He seems like he's a really good guy. And like I told you earlier, she's frustrated with herself. And a lot of times women, they're going to take it out on the men because that's the easy avenue to take, right? Oh, he doesn't want me for me. I thought he loved me and all that stuff. Of course he loves you. Of course he still loves you. That has nothing to do with it. And I think my best advice was you have to be able to know the difference between your man loving you and your man being physically attracted to you. It's completely different things. I have been with women that I have loved that I was no longer physically attracted to them, whether it be weight gain, their personality change, or whatever the case may be. There's different reasons. Like I said earlier, you can control your weight. Barring medical conditions, there's lots of things that you can do for yourself. But you can't want to do it just for your man. You have to want to do it for yourself. And I know there are a lot of men out there that push their woman maybe to, hey, honey, you might, let's lose a little weight. Maybe you should go to the gym. Maybe you should do this and stuff like that. And that's fine to be there to be your woman's cheerleader. And vice versa. If a woman is doing that for a man, that's fine. But at the end of the day, the individual has to want to lose the weight for themselves, right? And it's easy to put the blame on, oh, well, I've had kids, or I work late hours, or whatever the case may be. That's easy to do that. But I do know at the end of the day, when we all want to do whatever it is that we want to do, as long as we put our mind to it, and if we really want to do it, we can accomplish anything that we want to do. And I do know that losing weight is difficult for everyone. It may be more difficult for women than men, maybe, okay? But at the end of the day, you can do it. So the best advice I would give to her is just do a little soul searching,
right,
and find out if that's something you really want to do, because it's not going to happen, Kay, if she doesn't want to do it for herself. Forget about her man for a second, right?
Right.
Because there's a lot of women that are heavier, gain some weight. They can get rid of the guy. They can get a new guy that's going to take them with the weight and all, right? So it's not about getting a man that's going to be attracted to you, because you can find there's men out there who like them big women, right? You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
Again, right? So you got to decide if that's something that you really want to do for yourself, and then a lot of her issues would be fixed.
Good deal. I like that answer,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I'm glad you like that. Yeah. I'm glad you like that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
All right, man. So, it's been real, man. It's been real. And we had a lot of good topics today, man.
I agree.
A lot of good topics. And make sure you follow us again, of course, next week on the J&K Show. We got all our stories on Instagram, YouTube, was on Spotify, iTunes, all the major platforms. You could find the J&K Show. We got tons of debates and good laugh, fun, and all that good stuff. So it's been great. I'm your man, J. Rob. All right, you got my man, K. Make sure you tune in next week to the J&K Show. Until then, be good, be healthy. See you next week. We out. Thanks for watching the J&K Show.